That is a gorgeous shrimp. Ready? And my fish fam sign. But you see how much modeling and stuff it's got in it. Looks really sharp. So he's actually one of my favorites. I feel like these guys are really underrated. I also kind of... What do you think, bub? You happy to... What's going on, fish nerds? Carlos here, bringing you a midweek bonus video just to take you through and give you some updates on all the tanks and things. I just got back from a 9-day vacation, so I'm going through and making sure everything's good and all such as that. And pardon the mess that has reoccurred in here. I was in a hurry trying to get things taken care of before we left and got it in a mess, and I haven't cleaned it back up yet because we just got back in yesterday. I'll give you an update on the stock tank from the last video as well as the 55-gallon out in the living room. First, I'll show you what we've got going on out here, and everything seems to be doing well except the water sprite did melt completely, so it's gone. But the Anubias seems to be doing well, and the Java Fern seems to be doing well, except for this one kind of came uprooted, which, as you saw in the video, I didn't actually like glue them to anything or attach them or anything like that. I just kind of placed them in there. So not too surprised, not too worried about it either. I just need to get in there and reattach it. But Anubias is fine floating like that, so it'll be all right. Down here, still just got the swordtails. They're still doing good. I am planning on a rescape on this. And while I was out of town, I was actually in Arkansas visiting my in-laws, and we went to the river, and I actually collected a ton of river rock, similar to the variety of stuff you see up here. Got some really cool looking stuff, so I'm going to use that to rescape in here. And I'll show you those rocks in a minute here too. They're still in the trunk of the car. And in this tank, while I was gone, we had a new batch of fry show up. These were here when I got home yesterday. So we've got 3 different generations of fry in here. That one on the sponge filter you see closest is a month or so old, and some of those ones up on top are newer, and these guys right here are newer. Cherry shrimp are all doing great. See if I can focus on, is that big pile of algae back there in the back, and they're all over that. That looks pretty sweet actually. So these guys are still breeding like crazy. I need to throw another catappa leaf in here. The one that's in there has been eaten up. Here's some babies up front. We'll focus in on those. So these guys are still doing awesome. They're just all over the place. This tank still needs to be broken down. I'll probably do that next week. Break it down entirely again, get it all cleaned out and everything. I'm pretty sure nothing has survived the past several weeks of soaking in salt and vinegar. So anything in there is potato chips at this point. Over here, we've got the guppies, got the breeders, as well as some fry that have grown out. So I need to get the fry moved out of here. And I actually think I'm going to shuffle some things around, maybe get the swordtails out of here, move my breeder guppies down there, and get the colony rolling in this tank. And I may use this tank up here for the Flip Aquatics breeding contest, or I may use this one after this one's all cleaned out. I did go to flipaquatics.com and enter to join the contest, but I have not yet bought my shrimp. So need to do that. I may make a trip up, a few hours drive up to see Rob in person and get my shrimp from him. We have had some cherry shrimp migrate to this tank also as well. Check her out. See if I can get it to focus on her. That is a gorgeous shrimp. She looks awesome. And all of these cherry shrimp that I've got, these all came from Flip Aquatics several months ago when I bought the shrimp starter pack. There's another one back here if it'll focus in. And I just bought the standard cherry shrimp package, and this is the quality you get. I'm telling you guys, Flip Aquatics has got it. There's a nice little male up here. Focus in on him. Just trying to focus on the plant instead of the shrimp. There we go. And down here we've still got a lot of the platys, as well as the older bristlenose fry. These are the ones that are available on fishnerdstore.com. I need to clean this glass off. But these guys are about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.75 inches. Some of them, this guy's a little smaller. Some of the bigger ones are somewhere in between 1.5 to 2 inches. Smaller ones in between 1 to 1.5. And of course have all the ram's horn snails in just about all my tanks. And these guys, I want to say, are from the second batch of fry I ever had. The ones over here are from my first batch of fry ever, which is why I have not listed them. I may eventually, there's 7 of them in here, so I may eventually part with a couple of these, but I'm waiting to see how they all sex out and everything before I make a decision on whether or not I'm going to do that. Got my aquarium co-op towel in, so that's really handy. Just got it hanging here on the fish rack, always on the ready. And my Fish Fam sign, nice little accent piece in the 30-gallon. Looks pretty nice there if you ask me. Got Shiloh the Wonder Mutt hanging out with me. What you think, bub? You happy to be home? He was with my parents while I was on vacation. Alright, now I'll show you the stock tank. You remember from the last episode I had to stop my work in order to move the tank this way so that this plumbing wouldn't be getting in the way of the garage door. So I got that taken care of a couple days after I filmed that video. And got the drain from where I drilled it here, running over here to the sump filter, going through all the drawers, and drilled this here and tapped into the overflow that, or the, excuse me, the drain that all these other tanks drain into for the drip system. And if I can reach it back here, added a drip emitter into this tank. Got a ram's horn snail that made her way into there. Said that one's a girl instead of a boy because it's pink and not blue. That's how it works, right? Girl babies get a pink blanket, boy babies get a blue blanket. And here's, this is Donnie coming up to say hello. Say hi, Donnie. There's Raph down there at the bottom. And here's Mikey up here at the top. And where's Leo? Leo's all the way over there. Just swam up under the basking platform over there. Water lettuce still seems to be doing pretty good. Turtles are all doing really good. I had my sister come and feed them while I was out of town. She did a great job. What do you say, Shiloh? Time to go inside and see the 55 gallon? Oh, I'll show you these rocks here real quick first, actually. Okay, so I'm going to apologize in advance that the lighting in this trunk is really bad because the trunk lid is actually blocking all the light, so it's really shadowed in here. But just to give you an idea of how many rocks I brought back, I filled this bucket up twice. The first time I dumped them all into this bag, and then we ended up going back to a different spot later in the week, and so I took the bucket again and filled it up again. And yesterday while my wife was driving, the bucket turned over and just all this stuff spilled all over in the trunk. So I got to get that cleaned out. But just to give you an idea of some of these rocks that I got out, they've just got some really cool patterns, and you can tell a little better when it's wet. Some of the striping and stuff like that are in these rocks looks really sharp, and it's got a really awesome orange color to the rock as well. And then you throw in the patterns, it's just really sharp if you ask me. I like it a lot. But that's kind of what you get from these. Like this one here, you can't tell in the dark, but if I bring it over here, get some better light on it, you can see that cool orange. And it's still not totally true in the video, but you see how much modeling and stuff it's got in it. Looks really sharp. So I've decided that Arkansas has a lot cooler rocks on their riverbanks than Ohio does. It seems like everything we've got is kind of plain gray and nothing too exciting, but they've got all kinds of stuff like this where it's just that really awesome striping. They've got a lot of these black rocks, a lot of orange rocks, just all kinds of cool stuff. Like this one, even dry, looks pretty sweet. But then it's got like a calico pattern to it. You can see that. But it looks even better once you get it wet. Really sharp looking. So I plan on using some of these that I brought back to actually make a few changes here in the 30 gallon. Like I'm not too crazy about this one rock right here, how high it kind of arches up right there, so I might move it and replace it with something else. And same with this black rock here, I might either take it out or move it somewhere else in the scape and put some other stuff around there. And I might even kind of expand out a little bit now that I've got a lot more rock to work with. So that's what I'm doing with that. Now let's go check out the 55. Okay, so things are looking pretty good here in the 55. I do need to add a little bit of water. Water level's getting down a little bit to where the pump over here is pumping some air, which is fine, it's just noisy. Everybody looks like they're doing good, all nice and happy. Gil and Mama hanging out over here. The banjo cat hanging out in the Anubias. Rosifolia is looking really good, and actually already I told you that I wanted this stuff to kind of take off and grow up a little bit. Looks like it already is, so that's awesome. Some of the Rotala kind of came uprooted, which is fine. I'll just shove it back in. And it looks like one of the Sag actually got uprooted as well, which is, again, is fine. I can just shove that back down in there. But yeah, everybody looks like they're doing pretty good. Got the Bolivian ram. He's actually one of my favorites. I feel like these guys are really underrated. I also kind of like that this guy actually picks on the Siamese algae eater a little bit, because before, the Siamese algae eater was kind of getting to be a little bit of a jerk and picking on everybody else, and now he's actually got somebody that picks on him. So it's kind of like he's getting what he deserves, getting a little bit of karma coming back to him. So I'm not upset about that. Besides, he's a sturdy enough fish, it's not going to bother him. It's just funny sometimes. In my warped little sense of humor. Got the farlowella cat hanging out. He's looking really good. Gotta love him. Alright, so that's the 55. Alright guys, so that's what I've got for you today. Just taking you around, showing you everything post-vacation as I'm coming back, making sure everything's good, everybody's okay, and just showing you what's going on here. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you as a midweek video, and coming back on Friday, we'll have another video coming out Friday morning just like we do every week, and that's going to keep on. So if you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification icon. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever done anything like what I'm doing with the rocks, where you go out and actually collect stuff yourself, whether it's rocks, driftwood, plants. I've actually done it with aquatic plants before. Let me know if you've ever done anything like that before down in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. You guys are totally awesome. God bless you, fish nerds. I will see you next time.